Welcome back, everybody. Happy New Year. I hope everybody had a great holiday. Whatever you celebrate. Doesn't matter what your religion is. Just had a good time. I really do. Sad time of the year. It's always the saddest time of the year for me. Is the end of the holidays. I wish that I could. I'm not trying to get sad on it, but I just want to give a little view of it. See, I just loved Christmas and New Year's and the lead up and the days and the food and the friends and the family, the going around visiting people, which I haven't done a lot in the last few years, but that's because I've been away. So I don't really know anybody up where I'm at. So yeah, I'm going to make told the wife yet, but I think we're going to go home for Christmas next year for a change, just so I can go visit people and see my nan and friends and family. But it's always sad because I was always, and still am to this day, big kid, man, big kid. I get so excited. And yeah, I just love it. Love Christmas. And this, the holidays are officially over after today. Everybody starts going back to normal. For a few days, 4 or 5 days, everybody gets a little nicer, I guess. I don't know what the word is, but everybody gets a little bit nicer, a little bit less stressed. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I know the holidays can be stressful, but it's almost like you got to go back to the real world now. But it's always a sad time because, like I said, the presents are out from under the tree this morning. The tree comes down today. Decorations go back away for another year. House always seems a little emptier, a little bigger when you take that stuff down. Yeah. Never liked it as a kid. That being said, though, it makes it coming around again next year that much more exciting. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're like, ooh, because if you had it every month or something like that, it'd be just another day where it comes once a year. And like I was saying, I was always, my parents were down for a couple days and we were talking to my mom about it. Not this, but just about Christmas, and it came up about how excited I used to get. Like, she said that she thought there was times that, to be 5 years old and have a heart attack, I get so excited about the presents, and I was just like, she was like, you'd be like literally not breathing. Like, you get so excited. I just loved Christmas. And as I get older, the presents were nice, but it was more, like I said, the lead up to Christmas. And I guess even when I was younger, because I used to love that too, school. I used to love elementary school, especially because you'd be spending a couple weeks before Christmas vacation getting ready to do your Christmas play, and everybody be talking about what you want for Christmas, and and we were talking about the shows on TV, Christmas shows, and it was great. Anyway, yeah, so it wasn't a downer. It is a down time of the year, but it makes it that much funner, like I said, when it comes again. Anyway, I've already rambled on for about 5 minutes on that. That's enough. Come back with my New Year's scent. I didn't do much New Year's this year. I haven't done a lot the last couple years. I was a bit of a late bloomer. A lot of people do their hardcore partying in their early mid-20s. I did mine in my early mid-30s, so not too long ago. And I just outgrew partying, if the wife really wanted to go somewhere, of course I'd go, but she's not much of a party person either, so it works out that way. So I didn't get all dressed up and go out and drink. I don't really drink, so coffee. I do drink coffee. But I still wanted to wear a nice cologne. I like wearing a nice cologne every day if I can, but and this one my favorite pickup of 2018. My favorite pickup of 2018. By far my favorite, I think. I mean, I picked up some nice ones. Well, no, Sauvage Eau de Parfum would be my favorite this year, but this is definitely a close second. Very close, like fucking photo finish. Wasn't released in 2018 like Sauvage was. It was 2016. I never got into 2018, so new to me, motherfucker. Windsor Pour Homme by English Laundry, Eau de Parfum. I got a quick little review. I'll go into a little bit of stuff on it before. The presentation on these, like I said in my reviews, is just fucking ridiculous. Niche quality in a designer. Look at that. Velvet-like crest. This thing just fucking sits in there. Nice and tight. Closes, clamshell, coffin-type design. The burgundy and the gold. Had some fingerprints on it from yesterday. Have to clean it. But, yeah, check that out, guys. Seriously. English Laundry is a very polarizing house, I find. You've got the people on one side, and it seems to be a lot more on my side. This is the side I fall on than on the other side, but it's still very polarizing. And they love it. I love English Laundry. I've got half a dozen of their scents. Every one of them are good. Good performance on me for the most part. We'll get into it in a bit. Good longevity. Good compliment getter. I have gotten a few, not a lot, tons of compliments. I have gotten people telling me I look good. Oh yeah, I look good too. No, that I smell good. But yeah, let's get into it. And then I'll get my thoughts on it. You already know my thoughts, but I'll give you more in-depth. 2016. Accords are warm, spicy, aromatic, fresh, spicy, woody, tobacco, cinnamon. Top notes are bergamot, grapefruit, apple, aldehydes. Lavender, pepper, clove, cinnamon. Cinnamon, holy crap. Cardamom, saffron, violet, geranium, jasmine, rose, herbal notes. Mid and base are agarwood, tobacco, oak moss, vanilla, leather, vetiver, tonka bean, cedar, amber, musk. Shit ton of notes. And it smells like it's got a shit ton of notes in it, believe it or not. It really does. I mean, I have a hard time picking up on a lot of them, but I think it's because a lot of them are mixed together so well that it, you've got your dominant ones, of course. Cardamom is dominant. Right off the top, bergamot and grapefruit, the citrus is dominant. But then the cardamom, saffron come into play. Some rose, you can smell a little bit of rose. Like I said, when it's done right, I like it. When it's not, I hate it. It's done right. Definitely get the tobacco, leather, and vanilla, and tonka in this heavy. Pretty much from start to finish. It smells a very modern take. I think I said it before on a classic smell. It's got that classic sweet tobacco with the cardamom, the tobacco, the leather, the vanilla. It's got a sweet pipe tobacco feel to it. It really does. Smells like Grampy's pipe tobacco. But with some of the more spicy notes, the pepper, the cloves, the cinnamon, the saffron, and the amber and the musk and the aldehydes and stuff. It's a really nice take. Think a modern, how do I say it? A modern generic. I hate when they use that, but I guess it's the only word I can come up with. Modern generic designer crowd pleaser scent. Blue de Chanel, Sauvage, Mr. Burberry, stuff like that, and combine it with something more classic, almost like an Old Spice almost. I know it sounds funny, but seriously, and you combine them just right, and you kind of get this. Oh, God, it's beautiful. A lot of people compare this to Viking by Creed. I only smelled Viking once in the store on vacation, so I can't really remember if it smells like it. I don't think it does, but I think it's more they're comparing it as it's in the same kind of vein. A sweet, classy, classic, gentlemanly type scent. Very overlooked scent. Very overlooked house. Very overlooked scent. Very classy, regal feel to it. But I was saying a lot of people actually fall into the other category where they just hate this house, or they hate most of the scents from the house. I don't know why. I guess, but whatever. And then there are some legitimate complaints. I heard a lot of people complain that the bottles leak. I don't know how they're storing their bottles, but I store mine in the thing standing up, right? I've never had a problem with any of them leaking. Like I said, I have at least 6 or 7 bottles of... Actually more, because I have duplicates of a couple of them, so I have probably close to 10 bottles. And none of them leak on me. But I'm not saying they don't. So that's something to be aware of. I store them in a cool room, standing up. No problems with any of my colognes ever. Except for one cheap dupe, but that's just because it's a cheap dupe. But we'll get into that one later. Yeah, I have no problem with that, but it's a legitimate complaint if it happens. Another complaint a lot of people have is it's hard to spray, and the atomizer isn't the best. And it is a little hard to spray. I've got relatively, big hands, I don't have small hands, I have average hands, and can be hard to kind of, especially if you're just out of the shower and your hands are wet or whatever. But it's a legitimate complaint, especially if your hands are on the smaller side. I can see that. But then I just say get a 50 mil instead of 100 mil. It's half the size, easy to spray. But I mean, it is a legit complaint. Now the atomizer is definitely a legit complaint. You see that first one? It seems every time I spray for the first time, I get a tick and a little spits out. And then the second, third, fourth spray, it's just a very short, narrow spray. It doesn't give a lot of juice or a lot of distance. I don't like that. But just learn how to spray it and you'll be fine. But they're all legit complaints. Whew, classy. The other complaint that is legit, I think, even on me, and I still love the house, is the performance on a lot of their stuff. Somewhat, not always. I mean, I get a lot of longevity and projection from them, but on this one in particular, longevity's through the roof. Like I said, I wore this shirt yesterday hang around the house, put it on about 3 o'clock. No joke, you can still smell it on the shirt. And it's now 11 in the morning, so 10 or 11, I can't remember. So longevity, and on the skin, same thing. I mean, I can't smell my neck, but I can smell my hand that I was wearing it on. And it's still faintly there. That's after a night's sleep, putting on 3 o'clock and after a night's sleep. I haven't showered yet today, so I gotta go shovel. Wicked snowstorm here. You go 50 centimeters by the time it's done. But, yeah. So, longevity's not the problem. Where this one kind of failed, not fails, but I can see what people are saying is projection. Projects really, really, really well for about an hour. I mean, an arm and a half, 2 arms length out there for about an hour. It's one of those scents, though, that once that hour or so hits, whew, comes right in. There's no linear projection of just, it's out there, then it's not. And only for about an hour. Never truly becomes a skin scent until about 8 or 9 hours into it, where you have to really just dig your nose in to smell it, you know what I mean? But it's still there. It's nice. It sits in a little bubble about a half a foot away for the next 7 hours or so. So its projection is spotty. I gotta be honest. As much as I love it, I've gotta be honest. If you're looking for something to project out there for hours and hours, this isn't the one for you. But if you're looking for something that's nice, it's not going to really overwhelm anybody. Real good if you're out with somebody and they want to get close to you, snuggles, cuddles, hugs, whatever. Real nice scent that way, nice date scent. Yeah, it's just a beautiful scent, guys. And now, that's the stuff it does bad, like I said. But the stuff it does good, it's really good at. Longevity, all day. Sillage, or sillage, whatever you want to call it. Fucking hours later, I will walk by somebody and they will, you know, I've never gotten a, oh, what's that? But I've seen people, you know, with a nice look on their face, like, you know, like hours later. So sillage is really good. Projection, not that good, but sillage is really good. You walk by somebody or you're in a room and leave, they're going to know you were there. Just hangs in the air, you know. Compliments. Again, it's going to get you some compliments. And not just from older people. I hate when people do that. There's an older person's cologne. No, younger, but no, it's whatever you want to wear. It's going to get you compliments. I would say, though, dress it up. It works better than what I was wearing yesterday. You know, this and that, but, you know, definitely works better with a collared shirt and a nice pair of jeans or slacks or whatever. Definitely. A good office scent, I know if you put it on about 40 minutes before you go to work, so that projection stops, becomes a really nice office scent, work scent, because it sits relatively close. You're not going to offend anybody standing next to them and stuff like that. So, yeah. But a good. My favorite pickup of 2018. My second favorite, I guess. It's hard sometimes. Sometimes I feel it's my first, and Sauvage is my second eau de parfum. Sometimes I feel the other way. You know what I mean? You get that sometimes. So whatever. It's good. It's tied with first. Let's say that. Yeah, that's all I wanted to give you a quick review on, guys. Also, I want to say this. I've said it before in some of my videos. I'll say it again. This stuff is cheap now. When I got it wasn't expensive. It was only like 40, 50 bucks. But now you can get this at like fucking... Well, here in Canada, we have Winners. Your equivalent in the States is TJ Maxx, I believe. Marshalls. In there, it's like $15 American. $19.99 Canadian. Can't go wrong. And what I was about to say is I can see this. You know, sometimes a cologne gets discontinued. And in a couple years, maybe 5 years, 10 years, whatever, people are paying a fucking ridiculous amount of money for this stuff. I can see this being one of them. Because it's so overlooked. Anything from this house, really. But especially this one. And, well, all of them from this house. But especially this one. I can see it being one of those colognes that in 5 years, everybody's going to be like, Jesus Christ, man, why didn't I buy that when I saw it for 20 bucks? Now I'm going to spend $200 on a fucking half a bottle. Because it is that good. I really see that happening. Could be wrong, of course. I mean, look at Candies by Liz Claiborne. Jesus Christ, half a fucking 50 ml bottle is $100+. I mean, I have it. I wouldn't pay that kind of money for it. But it's nostalgia. That's what I'm saying. This one's not going to be a nostalgia one, though. This one is going to be... There's two types of discontinued, we want this fragrance. There's the nostalgia one, which falls into the candies vibe. You know, where people are paying ridiculous amounts of money because they're just... It was when they were a kid, and it's what they had, and they wanted it again. You know, nostalgia. It's cool. Then there's the vibe of Gucci Envy, which not too many people are nostalgic for. It wasn't released that long ago. But it was just a beautiful scent. One of the best. And now people are paying $100, $200, $250, $300 for a bottle of that. This is going to fall into that category. Not too many people are going to be nostalgic for it because it's not out that long. It wasn't doing that well. But in 5 or 10 years, people go, man, that stuff smells incredible. You're going to have YouTube reviews, if YouTube is still around, whatever, talking about how incredible this stuff was. And that's going to shoot the price up. People are going to be, I got a bottle of that. Let me see what's going for on eBay. $200. I'm going to put my bottle on there for $250. And you're going to pay it. So if you see this or any English laundry, I don't care. They're $15, $20 now. Buy them. Buy them. You'll foot yourself in the arse. I mean, there's Notting Hill, Tahitian Waters, Signature, Arrogant, London, Cambridge Night, a couple others. They're all cheaper. I think London is still a little pricey, but not much. You see them, buy them, guys. Anyway, Happy New Year's. Again, last day of the holiday, so it's a little downer, and it's storming out. But I'm still having a good time. Back to work tomorrow. 4 days off. That was great. So Happy New Year's. I hope it was a good New Year's. I hope everybody was safe. I hope you stay safe. I hope all your dreams and wishes come true. Remember something about dreams and wishes. You've got to work for them, guys. You know, they're not going to come to you. Work hard to achieve them, and they will come. All right, from my family to yours, my wife, my dog, my cats, you know, my family to yours. Peace, love, be good to each other. Hope to see more of you in 2019.